Welcome everyone to Let's Talk Healthy Living. And today we have the talented nature photographer, Nedrick Nicholas, who's joining us all the way from the beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia. And Nedrick is here to speak with us about the therapeutic and the healing effects of nature. And what better place to be in nature than British Columbia, where you just have to kind of step out in your backyard or probably not go very far to experience the full effects of nature in its full splendor. Generally, for these kind of things that we do, we usually come to you. However, today we're living vicariously through you. But one of the key reasons that I wanted to chat with you, Nedrick, is that I was completely captivated and completely moved by your story about how nature kind of transformed your life and how it essentially changed your life. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Roughly 9 years ago, I got sick. It's literally a 1 in a million situation. I drank a box of orange juice from our local store, and apparently, that one box of orange juice was contaminated. To this day, we're not sure. No one really knows. But the doctors, with all the results they got, they assumed it was a rat or something, or mice droppings, or chew through the box. It's 1 in a million. This stuff doesn't happen unless it's in a movie or something. Well, nonetheless, I got violently ill. And this is what they tell me, and I still have difficulties coming to terms with it. But a day after, I almost died. I was in the hospital, and if it wasn't for the hospital at the time and Fiona, my partner, I don't think I would be here. Apparently, according to the doctors, I was so ill, I was so sick, I couldn't even reason anymore that I was in danger. It's going to get a little personal here. The only reason why at that stage I knew something was wrong, my urine was pinkish red. And that's a sign you're going through liver kidney failure. And if you experience both liver and kidney failure, there's not much they could do. I was in the hospital, woke up the next day. Doctors were swarming me, telling me all this stuff, and it was so hard to comprehend. The first thing they told me when I got my senses is, Ned, you almost died. Bam. That was it. That was so shocking to me. It was, sorry,
Yeah,
still bugs
that's
me
all
to
right.
this day. And it gets better. Literally, after hearing that, my world was turned upside down. My body, I just didn't feel like myself. I didn't know what was happening. And within 24 hours, I was a father. Yes, Fiona was pregnant at the time this all happened. So it was an emotional roller coaster at best. Well, nonetheless, I try to tough it. I try to man up, as they say. But eventually, things caught up to me. My body was really weak. I had problems balancing. They advised me not to hold my newborn baby because my body was that weak. Well, I'm here now, so you know I recovered. They gave me all these pills. I was on pills for my heart, my thyroid. I can't remember what else. But anyways, I was taking about 3, 4 pills a day with blood thinners and all this medication. And it took me a while. They told me I might be on at least 2 or 3 pills for my life. One was to regulate my heart. My resting heart rate at the time was off the charts. Apparently, when you go through such a shock to your body, each organ, it loses its homeostasis and it's fighting for itself. So every organ is out of whack with your body and it's competing just to survive on its own. Well, nonetheless, the pills I've taken for my heart, terrible. It does calm your heart rate down, but apparently I developed vertigo. I developed all these issues. Wow. I was off work for about 6 months. Marlene, I was so weak. I could barely, the doctors advised me not to walk more than a block away from my house in case anything happened. I fainted or fall or whatnot. Well, nonetheless, I kind of accepted that. That was what I had, and that was what everyone told me that was going to be my norm, taking 3, 4 pills every morning. And if you know me, I barely even take an aspirin. I actually did not know the time. I was really depressed. I was going through a really dark place. And all this time, I felt so terrible. I was hiding it from Fiona, my family, because I didn't want anyone to know. I'm a brand new father. You're supposed to be the lion in the jungle. And here I am,
Mm.
weaker than a kitten. And I was keeping that all in. Eventually things started to get progressing and I got better and I started going for walks. And one day I went to this park. It's called Richmond Nature Park. I still remember it like yesterday. I was actually at that time feeling low. I think I was at my lowest point. And from what I remember, there's a bench, there's no one else around. It was just me. And I just sat down. And Marlene, I don't know what happened. I wish I could bottle this, but this little bird, I kid you not, this little chick, it's called a black cap chickadee, just came and sat like not even meters from me on a branch and just stay there looking at me. And I was just looking at it, just thinking nothing. But
Mhm.
in time, I just stared at it and something happened, Marlene. It's not just a bird, but everything. I just started feeling the wind. I started hearing the leaves in the tree rustle. I started paying attention to this little bird. I saw the details of the feathers. Oh my gosh. I just felt so like it was just an amazing feeling. Even though this park is located in the city, for some reason, I just blocked out all the cars, all the noise. All I could feel was the breeze, the birds, everything around me. And Marlene, it was one of the best feelings ever. It feels like you're being embraced. I know it sounds weird, but it feels like you just like a blanket over you. It was just an amazing experience I had. Well, nonetheless, at the time, I also had a camera and I just pointed it to this little bird and I took a picture. I had no idea what I was doing. Since I got sick, I said, hey, this might be my only shot to do whatever I wanted. And as a kid, I always loved photography. I knew nothing about photography, but I just loved it. And after the crisis I went through, I said, hey, this might be my shot to do photography. I bought a camera, went out to the park, took a picture of the bird, and just by chance, it came out good. And I was like, oh, when I got home, I looked at it on the computer. I was like, wow, that bird is kind of nice. And then from there, I just started chasing birds, literally. I just started taking pictures of birds. And during that time, I had to go for regular checkups with my doctor, hospital, everything. And then one day, one of my doctors, after my results came in, he was like, Ned, your numbers are amazing. Like you're almost back to quote, quote, normal levels. And he's like, what are you doing? Are you doing any natural medicines, natural this? Are you following what we're doing? And I told him, I'm just doing what you're telling me. And anyways, all these doctors were baffled. No one knew what was going on. I was getting better. I will never be where I was before I got ill, but my numbers are getting so good, and all the doctors are just like couldn't believe it, and no one knew what was happening. But kept on doing what I was doing. A couple of days later, I went to the park. I was talking to this older photographer, one of my mentors when I first started. He helped me a lot. I think his name was John. Yes, John. I started telling him the stories about how I'm getting better. I felt energetic. I felt good. And I go, I don't know what's happening, but I'm getting good. And John looks at me. He goes, Ned, don't take this the wrong way, but you're an idiot. I'm like, what do you mean I'm an idiot? He goes, I see you here every day. You're coming outside with me. We're taking pictures. You're in nature. Don't you know nature recycles everything? Not just the garbage we leave behind, but it also recycles us, like our bodies, mind, soul. Those words were very powerful. I never thought about that. I think he's right. I've done nothing differently. I've just done everything they said. I should have been on these pills for all my life, but now I'm pill free. I still have to get my regular test. I do not have to take any pills or any medication right now. And yes, I still go birding or out in nature as much as I can.
That's exactly what we're looking for. And you're saying this is something that you continue to do. So are you doing it because now you're a nature photographer? And my other question is, this what enticed you, inspired you to become a nature photographer?
I think so, yes, because I wanted people to experience what I was experiencing. One thing I've noticed, this is before COVID, mind you, right? When I went out, it was only a handful of people. There's only like myself, John, and a few other photographers in the parks, and it was the strangest thing. There's so much beauty around us. All we need to do is just take time, even if it's 20 minutes, even if it's 10 minutes, just appreciate it, notice it, and experience it. And also, since a lot of people were stuck in the bus, the bother of real life, I just started taking pictures and I started sharing with people. And I noticed people were happy. They just like seeing nature. And well, I kept on doing it since then. It helped me. So I'm hoping it helps other people.
And that's one of the reasons we wanted you to come here and speak with us, right? To show people, to inspire people about the benefits of being in nature and just being in your backyard and just sitting there, the quietness, the peacefulness that nature offers, right? It can be so therapeutic and so healing, which is exactly what you experienced.
I feel like not just taking part in nature, you're also investing time in yourself. Like when I'm out there, when I'm in a part of nature, I really have a chance to let go of the stress of my life, city life,
Mm.
family life, dad life. And when I'm a part of nature, it's just myself and all the things surrounding me. And I actually learned to slow down, to focus on my breathing, focus on what's around me, my environment, and I pay attention to things. And all these little details in nature, oh, even the colors,
Mhm.
If you know anything about the color wheel, if you're a photographer or an artist, look around nature. All the colors in nature are analogous. They're all like in harmony. There's different shades of greens, there's different shades of brown. And with all those colors, like analogous colors, it's very soothing to your soul. It invokes calmness.
This is something that you also do for, is it the government of BC?
No, the city of Richmond, they commissioned me to take photos of some of the natures, not just birds. Even though I specialize in birds, they also wanted me to take pictures of their plants and faunas, just to like illustrate to the people what species of animals or plants you could see along your journey. And yeah, and it's actually quite rewarding because sometimes I go to the park and I look at other people looking at the pictures I've taken. I don't say it's me, it's just not, it's not my thing. I see them looking at the pictures, and especially with little kids, you hear them saying, "Mommy, Daddy, I hope we could see that bird. What bird is that?" Or I could see that, and it makes me feel good. These little kids are so enthusiastic, trying to, instead of catching Pokemons, trying to catch nature, trying to see these birds, and it makes me feel good.
And I think that is something that we need to even instill in our children, right? Because if you learn to appreciate and to benefit from nature at a young age, then that benefits us, right? At every single age. And is that something that you do with your children as well? Do your children go out?
As much as they can, I take them with me, and I started them at a young age. And so, like, for them, it's no fun intended, second nature. Like when we go for walks, they actually look forward to it. They're not complaining. They're not going to say, "Oh, we're going to miss our TV show. We're going to miss." No, they've been doing it since they're young, since they're in a stroller. Obviously, you have to dress it. In BC, it rains a lot. You have to dress for the weather. But for my children and my family, it's literally second nature. They want to do this. They feel like if we don't go outside for a nature walk within 3, 4 days, you could feel the tension, their crankiness. They just have to just get out and absorb it in and just calm down as well. So they're both in school. So now in the mornings, unfortunately, I have to go by myself, but any free time we have, we go together.
And what would you say for, those naysayers or thinking, you know what, Nedrick, it's all in your mind.
Honestly, Marlene, I don't really have a definite answer for that because when the situation occurred, everything happened so fast. I didn't believe it myself, honestly, that I was sick. And a couple months later, I'm getting better. It was still hard to absorb all that. And I kind of feel bad for them because it really helped me. And I did not do anything out of the norm. I didn't have any magic potion in a bottle. I had nothing of that. I just literally went out, taking pictures, walking, enjoying, feeling alive. And all I could tell them, just go for a walk and just take a second to just use your senses. Like God's giving you all these beautiful gifts. Like, when was the last time you heard an eagle or heard a hawk or even just listened to a song sparrow? When was the last time? Just ask you that. And all these birds around us, you don't have to go. Okay, sometimes I do go an hour away, but most of the time, I only go half an hour drive away. And there are even times I go to my local park, just sit down and just observe nature. And you'll be surprised how many species of animals are at your local parks. You don't have to be a great photographer. Just get out.
Yeah, definitely. Well, what a great way to conclude. Amazing. And thank you for coming and chatting with us. And I hope your stories has also inspired a lot of our viewers. Thank you, Nedrick.
You're welcome. And one thing, look at your pictures again. You're going to feel inspired again. You're going to feel like nature's all around you. And that's the beauty. It's like a surfer catching a wave. It'll take you good places.
And I'll encourage everyone to drop your comments in the chat. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel.